Everyone knows the story of Titanic, the brand new ship. It left Southampton on April 11th, 1912, on its way to New York City. A few days later, on April 14th at 11:40 p.m., it struck an iceberg. It's got a hit! Then it broke into two. And then it sunk within 3 hours of hitting that iceberg, killing half the population. To be factual, 67%, 1,500 plus of the 2240 that were on board. It's so famous they made a whole movie out of it. But did you know that it was on purpose? My name is Mike, and every Saturday we do conspiracy videos. Subscribe to see more, but let's talk facts. John Jacob Astor IV died during the sinking. He was literally one of the world's richest people, literally in the whole world. It's like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, that type of money level at that time. Died on Titanic sinking. White Star Line is the owner of the Titanic. And White Star Line was bought in 1902, 10 years before the Titanic sinking, by International Mercantile Marine Company. That company is owned by J.P. Morgan, another one of the richest men in the world at the time. J.P. Morgan wanted the Federal Reserve to be created, or just any centralized bank. Didn't really need to go by that name. And he was actually friends with the senator that pushed it through Congress. So in 1911, 1 year before the sinking, the sister ship to the Titanic got struck right on the bow, and it needed to be repaired. And it was repaired at the same dock that the Titanic was built. The crew of the Titanic ignored many reports of icebergs in the region and never had a formal meeting about it. And the ship's crew asked for more power to the engines before striking the iceberg. So the conspiracy goes that J.P. Morgan wanted the United States government to create a central bank to stabilize the stock market and attract more investors into his companies, but he had opposition from other wealthy, powerful people. In 1911, when the Olympic was struck, he created the plan to replate the ship with the Titanic markers and not VIN numbers, the serial numbers on there, and kind of do a switcheroo between the two ships. That switcheroo allowed him to cheap out on the repairs and really only do the repairs for the exterior of the ship. Then he insured the ship for $5 million, where the actual cost of the ship was only $1.5 million. So he was able to sink the already broken ship for profit, and he thought it would be a great way to eliminate his competition to the Federal Reserve. He was able to give free first-class tickets to some aristocrats, including John Astor, an enemy in the investment world, to J.P. Morgan. These tickets were sought after as the Titanic was going to be the fastest Atlantic crossing at the time. These tickets were about $50,000 in today's money. Within the year of the sinking of the Titanic, President Woodrow Wilson would sign the Federal Reserve Act, creating the first national centralized bank for the United States of America. Unfortunately for J.P. Morgan, he died in 1913, the same year as that bill being signed, and he would not be able to earn anything personally from it. But currently the J.P. Morgan Chase & Company is the largest bank in America and the largest bank in the world by market capitalization. So he in fact did create a legacy for himself and his company and for his family through these acts. But is any of that true? But first, what I just said about the J.P. Morgan Chase Company is true, as well were the facts that I stated earlier. But as for the story, I really don't know if it's true or not, right? So first, the Olympic was actually fixed in 1911 in November, so 6 months before the Titanic was taken off, so it couldn't have possibly been that ship. Plus, it would have been super difficult to keep quiet all the dock workers that went ahead and changed all the serial numbers from the Olympic to the Titanic. So I just don't see that part of it being true. It's also hard to believe that J.P. Morgan would want to go ahead and sink his own ship and waste all that time, money, resources, ruin his name of his shipping company, of the White Star Line. It wasn't his only shipping company, but it's still like, why would you want to do that to your own company? But evil, rich, and powerful men do crazy, ridiculous things all the time and throughout history. So Could it be possible? Yeah, it could be possible. I just don't think it is. It's likely to not be possible. I would put at the not likely part to be possible. It's still technically possible. Again, evil men do evil things, so who knows? We should never underestimate the selfishness and the ambition of those evil, powerful, hungry men. So I can't discount it fully. So as most things go, I really can't discount it fully. I can't really, definitely not approve it for what it is, but some of the elements of the story are true. So, make up your own mind. Leave me a comment in the comment section below for any other conspiracy theories that you guys see. Every Saturday we put out a new one. We talk about it. I give you some information, and then we normally discount them, but I would love to see a real one. Every conspiracy, no matter what, has elements of the truth. And you just never fucking know. So, again, put on your cap, ladies and gentlemen, for next Saturday.